to our viewers in the United States of America and around the world. My name is Mariano Vula. As we all know, the individual identified as Robert O'Neill, of course, admitted of actually pulling the trigger on bin Laden in 2011. And of course, there are many people that are still saying that he kind of broke the seal rule, the rule that you wasn't supposed to talk publicly about the murder of bin Laden. But it turns the killing of bin Laden, I'm sorry. But apparently, the reason that Mr. O'Neill went public about it, is for a very personal reason. These days, he, as I know, he has been doing his job as a motivational speaker, and last summer he was at the secret 9/11 memorial thing, and he actually encountered most of the family members of the 9/11 victims. It was actually not a single. Apparently, it was a very emotional. It was very emotional at the time, and seeing a lot of the family members relive what really happened back in 13 years ago. And I guess he feels and too much of the emotion that those families are going through. And for him, this is kind of like something that it was too much for him. But at the same time, he originally didn't want to go public about it or actually reveal himself. But the only way that he can able to give the closure to the 9/11 families is by simply speak out publicly about what happened. And of course, I was watching him doing an interview. Of course, he did describe what really happened and how he killed bin Laden, but also explaining, of course, why he came out public about what happened to Osama bin Laden. But as I said, he want closure to those families because it's been 13 years since the 9/11 attack happened. Of course, I remember very well at 9/11. It was a Tuesday. But I think that there's so many people, especially fellow SEALs, Marines, that they feel that he broke the law. I mean, he broke the rule. That he wasn't supposed to talk about it. But he did it anyway. Because the family of 9/11 victims needed closure. And to be honest with you, I don't feel bad for what he did. Honestly not. I felt like he simply did the right thing on doing that because not only that the families need closure, but also his fellow Marines, but most importantly, the entire nation needed closure as well. And again, I don't feel bad about it, about him coming public. I think he simply did the right thing on doing that. Because regardless of what people might agree or disagree on the decision of coming public, I guess he is simply doing the right thing on doing that. But the most important thing about him is that we should be glad that he did sacrifice his life on doing that, which is, of course, serving the country. But bottom line is, we salute you, Mr. O'Neill. We salute you.